I got a lot of guys who come up to me and say, David, hey, I'm looking for a job, or, you know, I'm having troubles, and they got a certain skill set. And I said, well, have you ever talked to a recruiter? And they look at me with seriously like a deer in the headlights look, like they have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh. And so, like, you know what I think? There's this misconception that they need to pay for that service. But they don't realize that it's the employers that are paying for that, actually.
For sure.
So comment on how somebody engages your services.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of recruiters out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of recruiting companies out there. It's an industry in it on itself. A lot of recruiting companies are doing, like for example, we're specializing in the IT sector. Other companies are in the oil and gas sector or wherever, engineering sector, or accounting, business, whatever. We're on the IT sector. We get a lot of calls like that too, where, hey, I'm looking for a job, can you help me? You know, what's the upfront cost and everything? There's no cost. There's no cost to the candidate.
Yeah.
There's no cost for them to talk to us.
Okay.
There's a couple of ways that we deal. One is from a contracting point of view. If a role that a client approaches us on says they're looking for somebody for about 6 months to do a specific job, they will tell us, hey, you know, we're going to be paying this much money to you, and you can talk to whoever you want to submit to us. We'll look at them, and if they get hired, they get a certain amount, and then we get a certain amount, right? So, but that's coming from the employer side.
Can people talk and be represented by multiple recruiters?
They can now.
Or do you have some kind of exclusivity you like to have?
Well,
because you don't want to compete on the same job, right?
Now, if the candidate comes to us, and the questions we do ask this question: have you been submitted to this job before?
Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to back up on was then from the contracting side, but also then we also have candidates that are looking for, or clients that are looking for permanent positions.
For sure.
So they will give us a salary expectation, this and that, and then we find them a suitable candidate for that role. Yeah. And we do all the vetting. So we look at them, we interview them, we'll do reference checks on them, we'll do everything. We make sure that before that client goes, or that candidate goes to the client, we make sure that this guy, if he gets hired, he's going to accept the job.
Okay.
Right? So we want to make sure due diligence, because it's a lot of time for on our side.
Absolutely.
But there's no, I guess you can say there's no skin in it other than a reputation for the candidate to send us, or that person to give us that resume. They can give us that resume and then we don't even hear from them, right? And all of a sudden he gives us every indication that he's going for that role, and then not even hear. So there's really no skin in it from the candidate side, but definitely we want to have that due diligence beforehand, before the client even sees that resume, and say, okay, we've done our due diligence, references are good, we vetted him second, he's going to be moving here, the salary is good, he's confirmed everything, and by the time it gets to the candidate or to the client, everything's already vetted, and they should have somebody, if they like them, they can hire them.
So how does that work? Like, let's say you know, you have a certain skill set, and they just send you a resume. Like, I'm assuming you might not even look at it unless they properly call you or give a proper cover letter. No. Like, because otherwise it's a waste of your time, isn't it? No,
we'll look at.
You'll look at it.
Yeah, some people that send us generalized, like, so our system it tags to a specific job.
And it's by job, not by skill set?
No. So what happens is, if we're looking for a C# developer, for example, they send us a resume. If they see a job online on our website and they submit their resume to that job, it gets tagged to the role. So whoever's working on that particular position will get notification of that person, that somebody submitted a resume, a general resume to this.
What if it's not associated with a job?
You can still see it, but then we have to physically try to go and find...
match it up?
Yeah, to match it up. Sometimes we don't get a chance. Okay. So it's always good to call in and talk to one of us, or make sure that there's a specific job that they're tagging it to on our website. Let's say
they tag it to that job's been filled. Do you still have them attached to that job for future searches?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we'll still see that resume.
Yeah.
Now, Bullhorn's very powerful for us. We have a couple 100,000, if not more, or more than a couple 100,000 resumes on file. So you're one of that.
Wow.
So we want to make sure those resumes, like I said, they're formatted, they're done properly, like we talked in the past segments. That when we get the resume, that they're properly addressed to the particular job that they're applying for.
How about refreshing it?
And refreshing it too. So if we couldn't find you anything, but you worked for the past 6 months on on another job, by all means, send that resume in, and we'll definitely look at it. Well, at least we know it's current, and we know that you're not just sitting on your hands and waiting for a job, that you are actively looking. So we always like that part of it. And build your, and one of the segment parts that I was mentioning, build your relationships, build your brand, build your relationships with recruiting companies that you want, that you're available or you're looking or doing whatever, and build a rapport with a recruiting person.
Do you talk to them? Do you meet them face to face?
Yeah.
Do you like?
Good question.
You're vetting them, right?
Yeah, good question. We, as per our requirements internally, we want to meet, and we are required to meet all the people that we've submitted.
Okay.
At some point in time.
Interesting.
We like to do it beforehand because we want to make sure that we've crossed all the T's and dotted the I's. We want to make sure that whoever we present is good. Now, if we can't use them this particular time for a role, we've met them. We already know what they're like. So if another role comes up, which has happened, where same time we thought they wouldn't fit for one role, another one comes out they do fit for. So all of a sudden we've already talked to them. Yep. And we've already know that their availability is, we already know their communication skills, all the stuff that employers look for. We already know those. Nice. And then we can say, yeah, we have somebody for it.
That's awesome.
It really helps us out. The misconception shouldn't be there that you can't talk to a recruiter. Okay. Or your whoever you contact is just gonna. Now there are some recruiting companies out there that, you send them the resume, you keep firing, you'll never hear from them. Yeah. And I can't single out anybody. Yeah. Because everybody's busy. Yeah. But at Eagle, we want to make sure that we're talking to people, and we want to make sure that we're representing those from both sides. We're representing the candidate properly, and we're representing the client properly. So it really helps us to talk to all these people, and it helps them to talk to us because we want to make sure that we become one of their trainers. Yeah. Right? Yeah. We become a teacher for them. Yeah. Hey, I need you to add this to the resume, or I need you to update your resume to reflect this skill set. So we actually become a resume builder for them too at some points, because we know the client, right? We know what they're looking for. Yeah. So we tell them, hey, look, they're looking for, this skill set is very important for them. And I know you have it, but I want to show that to them on the resume. Yeah. So it becomes that much more important for us to show these things. Awesome. So we almost become almost like their mentors. Their mentors, right? Yeah. Really. Yeah. But that's one of the things. I mean, a lot of the people that are looking for jobs now, and with the economy the way it is, it's fluctuating up and down. Yeah. I would always recommend you to build the relationships. Go out there. Go out to these recruiting groups and stuff like that, or go out to events. Talk to as many employers as you can.
Job fairs.
Job fairs is huge. Yeah. Indeed, like I mentioned before, Indeed is huge. Yeah. Everybody and Monster, and get your resumes updated. Yeah. To look on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's huge. Yeah. Huge. Everybody that we've submitted somehow, and we do it here too, at Eagle, is that we will go to their profile, go look on there, and make sure that all the jobs that they mentioned is correct. Yep. They're an actual person. Yep. Where they're located. Yep. I've had some people say they're in Canada, but they're sitting. Right. They still haven't even immigrated to Canada.
Hoping to be sponsored.
Hoping to be sponsored. So we want to make sure, right? So they even have like a Canadian number at some point. Yeah. Oh yeah. And they've done all of that, and then all of a sudden you're talking to them like, okay, where are you? Yeah. Oh, I need a sponsorship, or I need this and this. So all of a sudden you're like, whoa. Right? Yeah. Yep. So this is all due diligence, but I won't see your profile if you don't have one. Yeah. Right? And that brand should be there. Yeah. And create the brand. That's one of the biggest things I can recommend. Yeah. It's very big. it's a competitive world.
Oh, yeah.
Edmonton's becoming more and more competitive, just in Edmonton, but every other city too.
Yeah.
It's really hard to find, when specific areas, they're really hard to find resources,
Yeah.
but certain areas, there's more than enough resources, so
Yeah.
you have to set yourself apart. Getting your designations, your PMPs, your C# developer type of certification, right? Different, your cloud services certification, your ProSize of the world, all of these things, they do come in handy and they do work. So certifications, and this is something that we mentioned at the advisory, or at least I do. Get your certifications.
Oh,
you're a
100%.
student. You're coming out of school.
100%. It is a differentiator.
You know, yeah, you're a network guy,
Yeah.
but that shouldn't just stop you. No, you're not going to get anything.
Yeah.
If you want to progress, then you have to get your certification. It's huge.
Yeah.
And they play a big part in finding roles. So certifications are huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Once again, thank you very much for watching one of our episodes. We'd love it if you show us some love, you know, kind of click the bell, click the heart, share this out, send it out. Maybe even throw a comment or two. We would really appreciate it.